YouTube? Hope everyone's having a great day. Welcome back to another episode on the Battle to B-Molar out here at the log cabin kit. I'm gonna shut up and get right into the video, but before we do that, wanted to let you guys know that I apologize. I know it's been about 15-16 days since our last episode. The deal is this is gonna be a weekly upload channel. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep following the journey. But yeah, long story short, as I get to know you guys better and grow this channel, want you guys to know a little bit more about my personal life and what we got going on. Since I did have to take care of some things at home these last few weeks between my wife having our baby boy and getting healthy from contracting COVID, wasn't able to be on job site as much. Therefore, in this video, I'm going to describe to you and go over the work that our crew has already kind of achieved and done. So we're going to go walk through that process. We're going to see all the great work that these boys did while I was taking care of those duties at home. Let's get right into it.
Talk. I guess I got it from my pops. Product of some kneeling down in a town where the doors don't lock. And there's a million other people like me from the scene, a little more poke, dunk, and pop. I didn't choose being born in the sticks, and I'll be damned if I sound like something I ain't. For some folks, a back road gets old, but for me it just can't. Cause I'm from a small town, southern draw crowd. We sipping clear, drinking beer on a Friday night. Every country girl got on a cutoff, shaking her hips, take a trip, buddy, tell me I'm a liar. So circle up big trucks around a fire.
These pump jacks have been super handy for us. Whether you're on an unlevel area surface or not, you're able to really work at levels that you wouldn't on ladders, this and that. It's been really convenient. This is the highest side on this west side gable wall. So we put this pump jack up and we built around our two windows. Same on this east side gable wall. You can see how got some ladders and a type of alignment system from our Nadura that we put up here to build to the top. In the last video I showed you guys how we found our pitch, our 12-12, pulled our string, and then cut our logs according to that. There'll be a double top plate on this, which will be the height of our custom trusses and our rafters. You can see that they did arts and crafts around these two beautiful windows that will give a great view of those Rocky Mountains. Another little trick we did is we put this brace right here in the middle, exactly in the middle of the wall, and perfectly plumbed the top of it so that we knew we could just stack our logs and butt up to the end of that brace, staying true. You'd see that when you build with the logs, they're kind of rounded, they're not perfect, so you're really able to grow in or out if you're not perfectly plumbed or you're not checking that consistently. Those gables look perfect. That chainsaw has been of great use. So yeah, if you haven't already, I got the log cabin kit playlist going on, but go ahead and check out the most recent to last video we had of us putting up and hoisting these big bottom cords. Didn't have a lift, just a bunch of manpower and a couple Rockstar energy drinks will get the job done. Haven't had to have really any machines within this project. Every log was stacked by hand, which will be fun to look back and say you did it that way. It's obviously not ideal, and there's faster ways to do it with the weather and just being able to say we did it this way in this project. That's how we're doing it. This is the main door coming into the house with the stairwell. I've showed you guys the stairwell. It's kind of boarded up. You will come up from right here in the stairwell from the bottom basement floor. And you will walk up this side, go loop up with the landing for the loft area being right here. You can see how we've already framed this out. This will all be structured. This will all be wall. This will all be open with a nice railing right here, and this is also open right here, which just gives a more open layout walking into the house. you wouldn't want to have the door closed. Imagine this door was closed. You open this door and there's just the first thing you look at is wall. You want to be able to have a feel an open layout based off of opening up that front door. So good boy. Good boy. Everything's obviously to code and spec, but as you design the house, that's something that an engineer wouldn't really think about. You know, they're thinking structure and safety and design, but not necessarily the creative flow and concept of how the house is getting built. So that's learned through experience and your own creative energy on how you'd like something to be done yourself, and obviously talking about that with your client or owner on how they might like to get it done. Yeah, these bottom cords look beautiful though. You can see underneath that redwood TNG just looks beautiful. It's, you know, kind of that rustic cabin look to where you're gonna be enjoying yourself down here. Open layout for the bottom area living. After looking in careful inspection, going back at those prints, seeing to spec, we saw that there was a fine line outline to where it showed, it was confusing at first, that these bottom cords actually had a ledger on them. And that ledger proved to us that, okay, the joists are actually sitting flush with the top of the beam, and then the TNG is going on that way. That also, long story short, made our lives a lot more easy and less complicated when it comes to building the stairs. So that was a detail that we did catch. We're really glad and lucky and fortunate to always, you know, that's something a good builder will always tell you. Always be looking at your prints, always going back to the specs before you do build. We thought that these joists were going to be sitting on top of this truss rather than flush with it. And that made for a lot of arts and crafts with planing this beautiful rustic bottom cord so that this ledger would sit flush on there. I wish I could have showed it to you guys before we put it on, but a lot of guys would have just said it's good enough. There would have been a lot of daylight in between here. It took an extra day of arts and crafts to plane these bottom cords so that this ledger would sit on there nice and flush, okay? And my point is that a lot of guys wouldn't do that. We had to ask ourselves as builders, well, how would we want it done within our house? You have to have pride with what you're doing, or your product's just gonna turn out like shit. Another thing, these joists, we had to perfectly round them to airtight to the natural cord. So everything was jigged, arts and crafts wise, to fit flush with the top of that beam. Took probably, 70% more time to do it that way, but you can see how nice of an end product it looks. That's what we go for, that's what we pride ourselves on. A lot of things are gonna take a little bit extra time in your project, and it's all gonna be that much more worth it. This is about as custom as you can get. And a lot of guys would have just thrown this shit together and it would have been good enough. And it wouldn't have looked like it does now, okay? Even goes back to these 4-inch log hogs that we measured before we put up so that everything looks copacetic. Everything matches, everything has a rhythm to it. That's something I wanted to go over. It took these guys a long time to round out all of those 2x6 joists so this TNG could sit flat on there and everything would look great. Everything looks super tight. Got our ledger on this east gable side wall, and it just looks really pretty looking up into it. You can see this is all going to be open. We picked and saved the prettiest bottom cord we could find so that you're always looking up into this pretty guy when you're in the living room. Let's get upstairs. Okay, we're upstairs on that loft. Kind of explained to you the layout of that stairwell. You'll be able to walk up this side, and there'll be a landing right here to where you'll walk up from right there, and then you'll be able to walk in. This will be nice railing. We'll figure out something to do with that layout. Walking upstairs, we got that gator board on it to protect our nice redwood. We kind of really wanted to build this loft floor so that we could have the height for the gable on this side. I showed you how we had to do a sketchy alignment system with pump jacks to get the height on that side. But we built this floor Did arts and crafts on our 2 windows on this side and built around it with just 2 guys on ladders because they had the height. This is that plate I was referring to. This will be the finished height where all the rafters will go across. Looks really nice. That ridge beam is going to be fun. We're going to be up there in outer space. I look forward to showing you guys. Got all our material wrapped up, ready to go. Hang this big puppy, build those custom trusses, put those rafters down, slap that roof on. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I know it wasn't as action-packed as it usually is. Hope you heard me out on why I haven't been able to be on site. Now that my boy's here and he's healthy and happy with his mama, we can be on site and we can show you guys what we're doing. I look forward to pushing out this content, growing this channel, building some connections with you guys, and showing you how we're getting it done out here in the Rocky Mountains. Look forward to that next video. Stay tuned. We're going to hang this massive ridge beam, do a lot of custom work on these big trusses, and try to slap this roof on together. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're going to have a lot of content going on this upcoming spring for you guys. The book is already damn near full. A lot of building to be done. We are excited about that. Help me grow this channel, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of the Battle to Be Molar. Thanks for watching. Take care.